What secret could ruin your entire life? About 10 years ago, I decided I wanted to own a house but didn't want to work to save up the money. So after some thinking, I suddenly got a genius idea. I decided to use the fact that I was an extremely attractive woman to my advantage. I started signing up for as many speed dating events as I could, sometimes even driving hours just to go. When I was there, I'd scope out the least attractive guys possible. The chubby ones, the really big ones, even the really, really big ones. I'd always find a way to charm them when we talked, and this paired with my good looks. It worked every time. I'd take their contact information and that same night, cyber stalk them. I'd find out literally everything I could about them, searching just for one guy who had everything I needed. I went through literal hundreds of men with no luck, until finally I found him, Brian. Not only did he seem in love with me the entire time I talked, but he also had no mom, no siblings, and most importantly, a terminally ill father with a house. When I realized this was my best chance, I reached out to him, asking to take him on a date. Unfortunately for me, the only day that worked for him was on that Saturday. He also just happened to live 3 states away, so my only option was to drive all the way there and live out of my truck until I found a place. Anyways, that Saturday, I took Brian out, and he was completely into me. He kept touching my arm and trying to kiss me throughout our date, and although I did not feel the same way whatsoever, I acted my ass off. I acted so well. He practically thought we were love at first sight, and at the end of the night, I hit the home run by asking him to go back to his place. I would have asked him to go back to mine, but since I was living in the Nissan parked outside, that wasn't an option. From that day on, I made sure Brian was certain I was the one for him. I'd surprise him at work with flowers, buy him chocolate he really didn't need, and made sure I checked all the boxes in his real-life dream. Then, after a month, he finally mentioned his dad. He broke down about how his only family member was going to die, but I already knew that. I only had one thing on my mind. When will you get the house? He was only supposed to live another few weeks, but it seems karma stepped in the way. He ended up living 8 more months, which meant almost an entire year of putting up with Brian, who I could not stand. He never cooked, never cleaned, smelled awful most of the time. Whenever I got a break from his yapping, it was usually replaced by his snoring or farting, and he insisted we did it multiple times every day. Eventually, his father did end up passing away, and I soon set my plan into action. I had been funneling around $200,000 between random bank accounts of elders I scammed, and made sure it was all in his name. Then I accidentally left a small hint for the IRS to catch him, and boy, did they ever. Then I ensured the slam dunk home run by giving him an idea. They might seize the house, so I offered him to transfer it to me in case he went to prison. A week later, I was officially the owner of the house, and he ended up going to jail for many years. As soon as he walked away in handcuffs, I started the selling process. Then moved to a foreign country and bought a new house, started a new life, and haven't told anyone since.